so we're wrapping up on cephalopods here. Notice that, yes, they are extremely successful. We've just watched a few videos about how they are able to camouflage into their environment, adaptive camouflage using chromatophores. And then they do have some defense mechanisms. As you'll see when we do dissect the squid, that they do have shells. So like the Nautilus, which is this top diagram, has a shell, but the cuttlefish, as well as the squid, they have internal shells. So you'll find it inside. And then the octopus does not have any internal or external shell. All right, can I move on to the review questions? Okay. So the blank of a mollusk is a highly efficient respiratory structure. What do they use to breathe?
I don't think it's B because they use that to eat.
Yep, the radula is the kind of like the tongue.
Is it the N one?
Nope, nephridium's for excretory waste products. It is C, the ctenidia. Okay, it's very filamentous, almost like gills. Torsion is a unique characteristic of the which class?
B.
B, yes, gastropods. So that's why they are not bilaterally symmetrical. Elevated intelligence and complex behaviors are characteristics of the A cephalopods. Which of the following?
D.
Oh, I have it listed twice. Wow. Cool. A or D. Huh. Okay. Which of the following is not a trait of mollusks?
A. But don't they only have 3?
Yep, it's A. Huh, interesting. Okay. Which animal has a raspin tongue-like structure used in feeding?
Is it all of them?
All of them. Yep, all of them. Okay. Relate the type of foot to the habitat in snails, slugs, clams, and mussels.
Is it A?
No. Snails and slugs don't dig.
D.
Hold on, I'm just reading because I forgot to put down the key. It is E. The foot of bivalves, clams, and mussels are adapted for digging, not allowing them to live on land. Yeah. Okay. So I think we'll see how far we'll get, I guess. So moving on to ribbon worms. So we're still in the Lophotrochozoa category here. Just wrapped up mollusca. So we're moving on to the second phylum, Nemertea. So these are the ribbon worms. So very short section, we're just going to look at similarities and differences between ribbon worms and flatworms, because looking at these pictures, I mean, they do resemble flatworms in some ways. So on this slide, the similarities are bolded and underlined. So the first 3 points here are similarities to flatworms. So first similarity, they do have networks of fine tubules that make up their excretory system, and internal organs not in a body cavity, because platyhelminths are coelomites. We do see some cephalization present, as well as 2 lateral nerve cords extending posteriorly from some anterior ganglion, and some have eye spots on their head, which flatworms, most of them do. Another similarity, they reproduce sexually as well as asexually through fragmentation. I should say that these ribbon worms, I mean, the name fits them perfectly. These are actually some of the longest animals on planet Earth. There's a species out there called Linus longissimus, perfect name for it, line, and it's long, that they once measured to 60 meters. 60 meters in length. So, like over half a football field. All right, so some differences are the last 3 bullet points. Ribbon worms have a complete gut, which includes a mouth and an anus, whereas with the flatworms, I believe we just had a mouth that served as both mouth and anus. Another difference, a fluid-filled cavity, the Rhynchus seal. So it's a cavity, and inside of it we have something called a proboscis. It's a long muscular tube, and using fluids, basically hydraulic power, it can shoot out and capture animal prey. And then blood flows entirely in vessels that come from the coelom. Okay, I think this is where we'll stop because the next section's about annelids, and we won't be able to get through it all because, like, I'll talk about the characteristics of annelids and then the 3 classes of annelids, and I just feel like with the long weekend ahead of us, it would be not the smartest to break that section up. I'd rather have it all together. So I did post a guided notes finally for this chapter. It's not very long, but